Have you ever wanted to play Mario Kart but just didn't know what track to play on? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you the 10 best tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch that you should play on. Before we start, would you please consider subscribing? It's only one click of a button and it really helps us out. We're trying to hit 50 subscribers by the end of February. Our number 10 spot goes to DK Jungle. This forest level is super cool and has a lot of drifts and shortcuts that you can take. The scenery is amazing as you go through waterfalls and through a temple. In this course, there's a banana temple that has a very cool drift, and towards the end, there's a shortcut that you can take that's very hard to pull off, but very rewarding when done correctly. There's also a gliding section where you glide past some stone people. This track made it on number 10 for a variety of reasons. First off, the scenery is amazing, and it's super fun to play. That's why it's at number 10 on our list. Let's go to the next one. The next track is an old track that was remade for this game. It's called N64 Rainbow Road. This is a track that looks great and is very hard to stay on the road. There's no railings to keep you on the track, so you have to be very agile. The fireworks in the background add a nice touch that most tracks don't have. Also, there's a train that will throw coins occasionally. And since in this game coins make you go faster, in this track you're almost always going quick. There's even chain chomp balls that give you a quick speed boost when you need it. This track is very fun and the textures are super nice. I would play this track anytime, but there's some tracks that are better. Let's get to them. This next track is one of my favorites. It's called Sunshine Airport. In this track you drive through a big airport based on the old game Super Mario Sunshine. There's so many things that you can do in this track. First, you jump over some cargo and then fly onto a ramp. After that, you drift and then you board a plane. It's so cool how you can just drive on anything in this game. But then after that, you get to soar up into a floating ramp. Don't know how this is possible, but it's super fun to drive on. There's even little shortcuts around the map that you can jump on. Towards the very end, there's a cool shortcut that you can do where you jump through the packaging. This is one of my favorite tracks because it has a cool theme and it has a lot of long drifting spots. I picked this track a lot. Wild Woods is the next track on our list. This track is kind of like DK Jungle, except for a lot of it's underground. In this course, you start in the jungle and then you drive through these pathways that lead you to a flying section. After that, you fly down and head into the water. The waters make you go quicker, which makes it more exciting and exhilarating. You can drift through the water and then head to the lily pads. The lily pads will take you to the end where there's a super sweet shortcut that I can never seem to pull off. But if you do, it's super rewarding. This track is themed in the woods, and I think that adds a lot to it. In the start, you get to pick a path, which will then lead you to a bunch of jumps that you can do. Now, let's move on to the next track. This next track is one of my brother's favorites. It's called Hyrule Circuit. In this track, you go through a Zelda-themed universe where all the coins are rupees, and there's tricks everywhere. The rupees make you go quicker, and there's 3 laps. In the start, you just drift around some corners, and then you'll fly into the castle, where you'll get a chance to drift. If you hit all of the blue diamonds, then you'll activate a shortcut, but usually I can't get it. Towards the end of the track, you'll get to drift around one more corner and then hit the finish line, after avoiding some piranha plants, of course. This next course is another one of my favorites. It's called Rainbow Road. In this course, you drive through a house and you're shrunk down. The whole entire track is just a big ribbon laid in a toy room. This is one of the best tracks, I think, in this game. You get to go through a toy room, and then you have to dodge the enemies, and there's shortcuts that you can take. The track is lined with toy block walls most of the time, and there's a part where when you're not on gravity, and the ribbons are moving. The shortcuts on this track improve it a lot, and there's even a part where you're flying, trying to avoid jack-in-the-boxes. Now, let's move on to the next one. Mute City is the next course. Ironically, it's still a really loud track, even though it's called Mute City. This track is based off of an old game again, and you go super fast. There's boost panels everywhere that you can use to take off, and on the sides there's purple strips that will give you coins. In this track you go super quick, and that's one of the reasons why it's on this list. It also has strange gravity, so you can hover a little bit when you're in the air. This allows for some cool shortcuts, and that's why I ranked it so high. At number 3 on our list, we have Piranha Plant Slide. In this course, you start over ground and then you go through a pipe into a sewer filled with piranha plants. There's water everywhere, and you have to dodge all the enemies. This course is underwater, which means it's a bit slower, but towards the end it picks up as you glide back over ground and go back to the finish line. This track is awesome, and I like how it's underground. That's why we ranked it so high. At number 2 on our list, we have Mount Wario. This is a great track, and it starts in a helicopter. You jump off the helicopter onto the mountain, just like in some ski resorts. Then, you'll have to drive on the slippery ice in this one-lap course. You start at the top of the mountain, where you'll then go down the icy paths. There's a ramp in the beginning that you can take to gain some speed. Then, after this icy part, you'll go into an underground cave with sideways walls and a big lake of water flowing on the ground. After that, you'll drive sideways on a wall and enter a forest. Then after the forest, the track is done. This is a great track, and it looks amazing in the winter theme. That's why it's number 2 on our list. Now, before we get on to our number 1, here's our honorable mentions. Before I tell you the best track in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm first going to go over some honorable mentions. The first one is Wario's Gold Mine. In this track, you'll go down a quick mine, and there's a very cool shortcut at the end that I really like. The second honorable mention is Super Bell Subway. In this, you drive through a subway and on the rails that the subways go on. The last track is Yoshi Valley. In this one, you can pick from a variety of paths to get to the finish line first. You might have guessed it, but our number 1 track is Big Blue. This is the best track in the game because of how exciting it is. You start by drifting around a corner and then going on one of the coin pads with the turbo boosters. What's really cool about these kinds of stages is that there's little pink pads that will give you coins when you're driving on them. These will help you go faster. Then you'll go on a water section, kind of like the other track. These will help you speed up, and the low gravity helps make you seem like you're going super quick. After that, you'll go on sections of treadmill-like platforms that will help you go faster or slow you down. Finally, there's a bunch of boost panels that will take you to the very end of the track. This is the best track in the game, and I think that you should play it at least once every time you turn on the game. If you like this video, then you should click the like button and the subscribe button and share with your friends. But for now, goodbye.